you only think you liked that movie. Don't worry, we'll set you straight. You're listening to The Fellas.
You know, this song you're playing, you know what's cool about it?
Yeah.
It gives you like this sense of dread, this sense of like apprehension and sort of anxiety and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that would work great for like a horror movie.
Oh, yeah, it would work great for a horror movie.
Yeah, sure as shit would have worked for this one.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You don't really need to follow the standard tropes of horror movies as long as you're woke. And you're constantly playing songs that are edgy and have deep relevance, like I Got 5 on It by Lunas. You know, you do something like that, and yeah, you don't need all that other shit like a coherent plot. Because you're woke. I shouldn't come out hot like this. Let me work our way into it. Hey everybody, looking at you listen to The Fellas, and today we saw a movie I was really past tense was really looking forward to seeing, called Us, directed by Jordan Peele, the wunderkind of Hollywood currently.
Yeah, yes,
because he really did a above average job with Get Out. So now he's by default the greatest director that ever lived.
Well, I think it was the stress to try to deliver something just as unique as the first one.
Well, I think not so much that. I think the problem was the first one actually did a pretty good job.
Yes.
Of being a social commentary on like white progressives. Like I love, I'm not a racist because I love black people so much, and you're constantly trying to one up all the other people who say they love them. Well, I love them so much, I'm gonna beat them and kidnap them and replace their brain with my own because I want to be them so fucking much. I just love black people. Yeah, okay. I mean, stop. You don't have to prove anything. You can stop doing that shit. That's something a lot of white progressives do. And he was sort of putting that on blast. And I love that shit. I thought that was fucking great.
Yeah.
And it seems like he tried to put a little bit of a message in here. If he succeeded, I don't know. I mean, I didn't see it. All I saw was he really, really sort of spit lubed an M. Night Shyamalan style twist.
I was
right
about
to
say M. Night.
And I was like,
very M. Night-ish.
And I was like, when I say M. Night Shyamalan's movies, with his movies, you have a twist, and then the rest of the movie comes from the twist, and the rest of the movie can be shit, but the rest of the movie only has one job, to lead you to that twist. And then it's like, what a twist. Okay, get out. And you just like leave the fucking theater like, well, I got my twist. I wish I didn't have to wait an hour and a half for it, but I got it. When people ask you, whether you like the M. Night Shyamalan movie, they don't say, hey, how was the movie? They say, hey, how was the twist? Because that's all there is.
Yeah, I do
is
agree
a
with
fucking
that.
twist. And when you watch this, it genuinely feels like this movie had no purpose whatsoever but to give you that fucking twist.
Yeah.
And that twist was lame as shit.
Well, go with the plot real quick, which is actually very brief.
I gotta stop coming in hot like this, man. Nobody knows what the fuck the movie was about. All right, let's go ahead and rate this.
I still don't know what this movie is. Basically seen it. I know what it's about, but basically never. It wasn't even explained. But
well, maybe I should have you go through the plot. Okay, so here's the thing. And oh god, now that you've made me think about it, boy, his plot's kind of a fucking train wreck. I didn't think about that. This plot's a train wreck.
Very confusing,
and it doesn't get confusing until the end.
All right, I'm gonna try to do a short and sweet and simple.
You want to explain it?
Well, I'm gonna do a bad job of it, but here we go.
You explain the plot, and then I'll go into the acting.
Okay, all right. Pretty much, we start out this movie with Adeline Wilson. She's a small little girl, and they're at the, I guess, the Santa Cruz beach.
Yeah, there's like a carnival.
A carnival going on there. Yeah,
I wouldn't know. I never been there.
And her mom steps away, and then she goes and she wanders off. She wanders off into one of these fun houses down by the beach. I don't know what small child would just wander off in the middle of darkness for no apparent reason. I don't know. But this child goes into this fun house. She sees something that startles you. She screams, and then we're back into present day, and she's an adult. She's always been acting weird from the get-go. You know, she's uneasy about being where she is. She's offered to go to the beach with her husband and her family to meet up a couple of friends, and she's just freaking out, and you have a sense of feeling that something's not right. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, you did bring up the House of Mirrors, right?
Yes, I did.
Something happened, we don't know, but she's real skitsy when it comes to going anywhere near that carnival.
So they're at the beach, and her son disappears. They're starting to see little things that seem kind of off, you know. A dude being rolled into the freaking ambulance that she sees in the scene before. Her son starts wandering close to the House of Mirrors. He goes to the bathroom, in which, you know, you're at the beach, you just pee in the ocean. I would never use a urinal, especially a porta potty, if I don't need to use a porta potty.
I would whip my dick out and pee in front of everybody before using a fucking porta potty.
I mean, you're a kid.
They're especially as a kid, even more so now. As an adult, you're like, well, you're a grown up. You've learned to overlook that sort of thing now. Fuck no.
So he goes,
no. And by the way, before you go a bit further, he notices the twin girls of his dad's friend.
Yeah.
This is a white guy played by Tim Heidecker, who I fucking hate. Used to love his show. There was some drama going on with $1 Million Extreme World Peace. He got him taken off the air because he's a ginormous SJW virtue signaling douche, and now I hate him. Don't ever meet your stars in real life, kids, because when you learn who they really are, you start to hate them. Anyway, he's got 2 girls. Yeah. And I actually thought it was just one actress, but they just had like double shots of her and blended in. But no, it's actually 2 girls who are twins. Callie Sheldon and Noelle Sheldon plays as Becca Tyler and Lindsay Tyler, respectively. So those were the 2 actual hot chicks. They're playing as 2 fictional hot chicks.
Yeah, they're abnormally hot. I would have to say
abnormally hot. They didn't even
hot.
have to. I'm looking at the picture. She didn't have to dye her hair blonde. She's really pretty.
They had huge racks, man. They had huge racks.
Yeah, there was no way they were 15-year-olds. That's the only thing that gave it away.
They had racks,
man. It's like, okay, yeah, you've been in Hollywood for a while, and you want to make sure you get casting calls. So clearly there was some work done. I mean, big old titties on the both of them. Lovely. Yeah. Just lovely. I think they're supposed to be like 15. I thought they were supposed to be the same age as the girl.
Yeah, they're supposed to be 15, but they're actually 17 in real life. So I guess at the time of filming the movie, they were kind of almost accurate age. But Jesus, man, what the hell are they feeding those 2? They had racks.
And there's a point where the little brother's like, I got to go to the bathroom. And they're like, why don't you just go piss in the water? I like the way they think. Most girls would be like, you know, you piss in the water? The fuck? Oh, God. But these girls are like, oh, you piss in the water? Okay, yeah, I guess I just had to go. Matter of fact, let me go in there right now. That's a girl who's got no scruples.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. That's what I want.
And so pretty much they come home for the beach, and the wife explains that she had this fear about something following her, and the husband's like, you know, I don't believe my wife, but she's really crazy, but whatever, I'm just going to indulge her in her story. And all of a sudden, one of the daughters says, there's somebody in our driveway. There's a family out there. And then pretty much the movie goes from somewhat of an introduction to a setup to I don't really know what's going on.
Which is a problem.
And then there's really no plot. It's just suspense.
No, there is no suspense.
Well,
maybe we saw 2 different movies. There was no suspense.
What I mean by suspense is like you don't know what's going to happen to them.
I did. Well, no, there was no suspense. That's my main problem. Matter of fact, that's enough for the plot, because anything else will go into spoiler territory, which we'll get to. Let me give you a rundown.
Wow, how lame was that? I actually got through the plot without fucking up like I normally do.
Well, there's just not much to work with. I think normally your mind is working in overdrive.
Wow, I didn't even think that was like a paragraph. That was like a paragraph, dude.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, here's the thing. There is no, how do I put this? I said it when we walked out. I won't say suspense, but there's kind of like no anxiety. You can't really you don't feel like you can put yourself in their shoes, and you're worried about what's going to happen. Oh, what's around the corner? Are they going to live and die? What's going to happen next? This and that. You just kind of feel like, man, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Because right away, the monsters come up. There's supposed to be copies of them. Just right out, the monster says, you know, we're going to kill you. You know, I'm so happy. Today is a day of severing. I'm like, all right. I mean, I don't, what? Okay. These guys, I'm going to assume they're stronger than the rest of them. But here's the thing.
It seemed that way.
But here's the thing. besides the mother, the doppelganger of the mother, none of them were particularly smart. I wouldn't say any smarter than, say, a dog or a wolf. It's just like, I'm going to hunt. I'm going to hunt you. I'm going to find you. I'm going to kill you. But I'm going to play with you first. They were all playing with him. But the only one that seemed able to think was the mom.
Yeah.
And her shit really seemed to be punctuated with hatred. She just fucking hated the broad that she was based on. Really, really fucking hated her. Now, because of that, the family, whenever they were fighting back, it was always the most limp-wristed attempts at fighting back. It made no fucking sense.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, my whole thing was like, yeah, you get in the car, you start it up, you lock the door, you wait patiently. When they come out, they're not going to try to do anything sneaky. You know, like I said, they come at you like a dog. You fucking run them over. You don't even have to go fast. Just fucking run them over.
My problem was the particular family that was hunting them gave them way too much chances to fight back.
Again, yeah, what the fuck is that? But that is a huge problem with regards to the suspense and whatnot.
Yeah.
They were all just sitting there on the couch. They were defenseless.
They could have killed the husband right away.
They were waiting to die. You could have just killed every single one of them right there. But instead, you sent them out to be fucking toyed with and fucked with by the independent members of the thing. Now, they could have explained to us, not to them, to the audience, why they need to do that. Let's say instead of killing them, they were slowly but surely absorbing everything that made them them. It's like, okay, they got to inspire fear so they can suck out their essence to replace them. Okay, I get it. No, we just want to stab them. Just stab them. They fucking die. I was like, well, why didn't you do that when they were sitting on the couch? Why did you send them out for this fucking dog and pony show? Because we need to give them an opportunity to escape.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to die. That's when I went on autopilot. I was like, okay, I see what's going to happen. None of them's going to die.
Yeah,
Not a single fucking one of them are going to die.
I knew once the husband was crawling all over with a limp leg, begging for his life.
Every scene.
And I realized, like, this motherfucker should be dead, man.
Mm-hmm.
In every sci-fi movie, the black guy's usually the first one to die. In every sci-fi horror flick.
Well, that was back before people became woke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're woke now.
Well, now,
that's not going to happen.
Yeah, he dragged himself like 2 miles in this fucking movie, on his legs. You know what? After a moment, I was like, this motherfucker's being emasculated.
Yeah,
I felt bad as shit.
Yeah, he's a beta male. He's absolutely a beta male.
I was like, yo, all his friends who look at this shit is like, you look like a bitch in this movie.
Dude, they played you like a little bitch.
Yeah, I'm sure his mom wasn't happy about it. He's in a movie, but his mom's going to look at him and was like, why do you look like a bitch in this movie?
His mom's going to be happy about that fucking check he brings home.
Of course he is.
All the characters in the movie, there wasn't a single one I cared for, except, and this is going to sound ridiculous, and I'm not talking about the acting, I love the character that the daughter's doppelganger portrayed. The daughter is played by Shahadi Wright Joseph. She plays as the girl Zora. Her doppelganger, I loved. Her doppelganger had her hair permed straight. And unlike everyone else that was trying to make this weird sort of character of themselves, she would just have her hands either in front of her, folded in front of her, or folded behind her back. And she's just smiling politely, tilting her head to the side. And I liked that because that was fucking eerie.
Yeah, it was eerie.
That was fucking eerie. What I really had expected, I thought each of the doppelgangers would represent the exact opposite
of who they were,
or was gonna represent some part of them that they didn't want people to see.
Okay.
That's what I expected. From what I've seen, there was no rhyme or reason to any of these doppelgangers. Nothing about them.
And the thing is, I mean, we're going to go into sports territory right now. But,
yeah, go ahead. Hit the spoilers button.
At the very beginning, when she saw herself, I mean, you got to see maybe, a clone of herself or whatever.
In the House of Mirrors.
In the House of Mirrors. Mm-hmm. The only thing I was thinking about was, okay, she's now tied to the House of Mirrors. The House of Mirrors is something special and unique that only affects this family. And
I was thinking that because of her experience in the House of Mirrors, her perception of who she is fractured.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. Like, she doesn't know what sort of person she wants to be.
And then we started talking about this actually quite loudly in the theater. After a moment, I was
going to fucking sleep.
You weren't
fucking care.
You weren't going to sleep at that moment until
it was the climax.
The climax
the
came.
Climax, I passed
the
out
climax
like twice.
came when Tim Heidecker's character was murdered with like a blink of an eye and his entire family. When their doppelgangers came in and just killed them.
And those two prime pieces of meat.
And then,
I kid, girls, you're going to have a great career in Hollywood. Go on, Ray.
And the thing is, we said, man, it'd be awesome if this is happening to everybody. And then it was.
And it turns out it is.
It was.
Because I was afraid it was just those two. It was like, oh, okay, cool. So it is happening to everybody. Everyone has their doppelgangers killing them.
When I walked out, I told you know what? This movie ended 35 minutes too late.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I was like, oh, you know what? That's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, it should have ended with them leaving. They were actually watching the news.
Yes.
And the news showed that these people wearing red jumpsuits were fucking killing everybody. And it's like, oh, God, it's not just us. It's happening to everyone. Jump in the car and leave. And that would have been great. That could have been it.
And you know what the sad part is? They took a trick out of all zombie movies because making an apocalyptic situation look apocalyptic without even being apocalyptic, they really did a bad job of making other people if this apparently was happening at the same time, it didn't feel that way when they were being attacked. Maybe because they were living so far away from a next neighbor or not.
Well, they were at the beach house, but it didn't feel
apocalyptic
because the world didn't seem like it was coming to an end. And the reason the world didn't seem like it was coming to an end is because when you went outside, you didn't see any people fighting back.
Yeah.
You saw corpses and you saw the doppelgangers holding hands.
Yeah.
Which was stupid, but the reason they were doing that was stupid. Even though you saw early on why, at the beginning of the movie, you see a commercial for Hands Across America, which was this retarded thing in the 80s where people were supposed to link hands and it's supposed to go all the way across the country. But anyway, I digress. They were all linking hands for that. You didn't see cops shooting people. You didn't see people running and fighting. Just, it's like the doppelgangers just showed up and fucking killed everyone. And I was like, okay, so everyone just laid down and took it. I understand this guy is a beta male. He's beta as fuck. But you mean to tell me no one can fight these things off?
Yeah, it felt...
And they're not difficult to fight off because they're not smart. The only one that was smart was the mother. That was it. The rest of them were pretty fucking stupid.
And they give you this excuse that they were created and that they were living underneath the ground just to,
here's where
just to control us. So they were mimicking the people that were sitting outside upstairs.
Well, they weren't controlling us. I think we were controlling them because the woman was not happy about the majority of the shit that she had to do because she was like, oh, I am your shadow and what you do, I do, blah, 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 whatever. It's like they go and explain what happened when she was kidnapped. Underneath the ground, like in giant sewer tunnels or whatever, there's a doppelganger of everyone. Apparently, it's not just in the city. I guess it's all over the country. These doppelgangers exist for no other reason than to make a sort of simulated copy of what you're doing. They're like your shadow. They'll do what you're doing, but it's not as precise because it's just, a shadow. Now, question number one, why are they doing this? Question number 2, who created them? Question number 3, why are they down there? Question number 4, if someone gives birth to a child, are they just magically inseminated and magically spit it out? I mean, the woman said, oh, you had a cesarean section to get your kid out, but I had to do it myself. It's like, so then how did you get pregnant? You just cut the kid out of you and like, okay, now she has a kid, I have a kid.
Yeah, it
wasn't like a direct copy of what they're doing. It didn't make any fucking sense. None of these fucking questions were answered.
Yeah.
Because none of those questions were important. What was important
was the twist.
That's right, Ray. When she was a kid. You want to say the twist? Give him the twist.
Okay.
The M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong twist.
Yeah, the M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong twist that I already knew 15, 20 minutes into the movie. So here's the twist, guys. Here's the twist. And that's not going to spoil the movie because after a while you're like, okay. The twist is when she finally saw herself as a child in the House of Mirrors or the Funhouse, the clone scares her. Yeah, the doppelganger scares her, knocks her out.
She drags her downstairs into the bowels of the earth where she lives.
And then she took her place.
Yeah, she handcuffed her so she couldn't leave. And then she came back and she was pretending to be her.
And here's the telltale, guys. Here's the telltale. At the very beginning of the movie, they stressed, I just want my daughter back. She's not talking. She doesn't seem right. Something happened to her.
Yeah, the daughter doesn't talk because none of those things know how to talk.
Yeah.
They make like clicking sounds or some shit.
So apparently, just with that tell, because I was looking for this twist because of this first movie. Because of his first movie, he has taught us to look for the twist. In the first movie, Get Out, we weren't looking for this twist. We were just looking for the meaning of what was going on. We didn't know his directing style or his writing style. But now that we understand what his directing style and his writing style is, now we're looking for it. And we could see it. But here, he fell short quite a bit from the first movie.
Right, exactly. And, man, at the end, the mom, who was just kicking all sorts of ass.
Yeah.
The mom and the daughter are just girl powering it up. I mean, I honestly think this is the new norm now.
Well,
This is the new norm.
On top of that,
people may say, "Oh, what's wrong with showing a strong woman?" A man who sits there and pleads for his life and can't do jack shit to protect his family.
Yes, it was insulting, actually.
And the dad's stupid. The dad's bumbling. The mom, didn't at one point, the father was like, "Look, all this madness is going around. This house we have right here, our friend's house, it's fortified. It's got months worth of food. Society's breaking down. We're just going to stay here, fortify this place, and just stay here until this all blows over, the authorities regain control, whatever." And then the wife comes out, "No, we are leaving. I am in charge, and that is final." And then he just, "Oh, okay, honey." And they all fucking leave. And even I was like, leave and go where?
Yeah.
All of society is fucking breaking down. Leave and go where? We're here now. It's fortified. It's safe. We got food and water. Man, just lock this shit down.
Yeah.
We're not fucking going anywhere. But the guy has no presence. He has no authority. He got beaten up the whole time throughout the movie. And then after his initial fight, he spends the rest of the movie with a broken ankle, so he's limping everywhere.
Oh, God.
He can't even drive the fucking car. His daughter has to drive the car. Because his ankle's busted up.
I don't know what to tell you, man. After they beat their initial family or helped his friend's family, well, not really helped or killed their doppelgangers, everything went downhill from that point on.
Yeah, because everything was, "I am woman, hear me roar."
Not only that, because I think everything else was just forced. I was like, okay, I was content with an ending of not finding out what it was, because if they were to explain it, it'll lead down a path of just asking more questions than actually getting more answers.
Sometimes that can be a good thing, but the premise of what was going on was so stupid that it's like, I'd really rather have these questions answered. I don't even want to have to ask these questions. This is stupid. And what the woman wanted, the doppelganger, was to come out from under the earth, have her family act like they're the normal family, and all the other doppelgangers wanted to do that too, because she was the only one that could speak. She wasn't from down there. And the whole time I'm scratching my head. Okay, 2 questions. Number 1, you come up from beneath the earth, kill your original family. Everyone else comes up, kills their original family. Then what? What are you going to do now? What are you going to do? Go to work?
I actually.
What are you going to do? Go to the grocery store, buy some food? What are you going to do? Why are you going to do this?
That's a good question, because I didn't even know
it's an even better. No, it's an even better question.
Yeah.
You were waiting for her. Everything hinged on her coming back to the beach house.
Yeah.
So that they're in the same area. The doppelganger could come up out of the fun house to kill her. Because, finally, my original person is here, so I can come up to kill them and replace them. It's like, well, you came up on your own when they were there because it was convenient, because they were there. So what the fuck is to stop you from just coming up and leaving at any point? Oh, your doppelganger's not here. Man, fuck him. I mean, let me take my family and just go up to the surface and stumble my way down to fucking Mexico or some shit and start a new life. Because everybody came up. Everybody. So it's like, okay, why couldn't you just do that at any time?
The one thing that I thought that was kind of weird is after the movie was over, I turned to you and I told you, this just could have been like Invasion of Body Snatchers. This could have been some like alien ploy, and then keep it like that. Best to be unexplained. I just didn't understand. It's like, why did we need to know that they were created by someone that wanted to control them? We don't know who that was. But nothing made any sense. I was just freaking confused after the first hour and 20 minutes, where I think the movie should just ended right there, an hour and 20 minute roll. You successfully entertained me for a good chunk of time. Let me leave. Let me go. But he wanted to put, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of hidden meanings and messages that people on YouTube are going to say, oh, this meant this, and this meant that, and that meant this other thing. All you're doing is confusing the audience further and further down. And you know what's really sad? I wanted this movie to be just as good as Get Out.
Yeah, the premise was good. When I originally saw the trailer, it's like, yo, a doppelganger of your family.
Yeah.
That's a twisted version of them.
Yeah.
Is trying to kill all of you, and it looks like they're trying to kill all of you to replace you or something. I sounds hot. I like that.
That's pretty good.
I would have taken that, and I'd have been like, yeah, look, I'd have been like, this doppelganger is all of your bad traits. All of your bad traits wrapped up in this one person, and now this person has come out.
Yeah.
And these bad traits, you got rid of these bad traits, but now this bad trait wants to take center stage. They can't take center stage with you being there, so they're sucking up your essence to become whole. And it's like, yo, maybe I'm a vain person. Maybe when I look in the mirror, all I see is a hag. Guess what? My doppelganger looks like a hag.
Yeah.
What does my doppelganger want to do? Take my face and cut it off. Face off style and put it on hers. That's why she's coming after me. That's what my doppelganger wants. My other doppelganger, insecure. Insecure as shit. This doppelganger basically wants to kill me and maybe take my tits and ass or something. I don't know. Something like that. Something like that. Oh, no. I know what it is. This doppelganger thinks that she's too skinny.
Yeah.
So she wants to cut you open and take your fat. Whatever the negative thing is that you believe you have, that's what your doppelganger is. And it can only fix it by killing you or taking it from you or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, there's only one of you in the universe and then that's it.
Right.
Yeah,
but your doppelganger can't exist because you're there.
Yeah.
It's going to take what it's missing to become whole from you by mutilating and or killing you.
Yeah, but see, that's what I thought initially before I started seeing any of them dying. And then once I saw them being killed off and nothing really changing, then I was like, okay, so what the hell is this now?
It's like, oh, how do we kill our doppelgangers? Fucking stab them, beat them, run them over. They're perfectly human. It's like, okay, well, there's nothing mystical about this. I'm not frightened of them. Oh, you mean they can die as easily as I can? Yeah, I'll just fucking lock myself in the car and slowly drive over them. What are they gonna do?
There was so much hype. And you know what confused me? They called themselves Americans, so I was kind of thinking, okay, is there a hidden meaning
because
to
the
this?
movie is us.
Yeah,
like
US.
US. They could have done something like that. America's trying to breed the perfect citizens. People who are just happy and smiling and this, like the daughter was smiling. I'd have had all of them constantly smiling and looking happy to the point where it's like, yo, it's freaking me out. Hey, Ted, it's good to see you again. Why are you smiling so much? Could you stop? You're kind of freaking me out. You know, you may lose your temper on Ted and smack him. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, man. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You know,
everything's gonna be okay. And that would have kind of had you on edge, because anyone acting nice, you'd start to think are these fucking people, you know?
Yeah.
Something like that. Anything would have been better than this shit. It was just way too basic.
There's this thing that's called 1111 on Jeremiah.
Ah, yes.
And
there's a guy holding up a sign that has a Bible verse, Jeremiah 11:11.
Maybe the movie would seem a lot better now that we kind of know what Jeremiah 11:11. Just see what's prudent, because apparently everybody's searching what the meaning of 11:11.
Yeah,
of Jeremiah.
I actually went on Google. I typed JERE, and then it autofilled Jeremiah 11:11. And Jeremiah 11:11 basically said, "Therefore thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them." That's a lame-ass verse.
That's it? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm basically gonna send bad people to you and not help you. I'm thinking the shit's deep.
I thought there would have been something about, having
your evil deeds will come back to molest you or something like that.
Not even that, or the seeing a better side of yourself, or seeing
or judging the living and the dead who roam in purgatory. You'd be like, oh, it's purgatory.
Yeah.
Something.
Well, the weird thing is that she at the very end found the lair, going in through the door of the funhouse, going down a few flights of steps,
it's all
down an escalator that was already built.
It's air conditioned and shit, and it's like, who the fuck put this here?
Yeah,
why is this here?
I don't know. There is no meaning that's gonna make it suffice that to make me think that this was. I think he was fucking high, dude.
Quite possibly.
He's fucking high, dude.
I don't know. All I'll say is it was somewhat disappointing.
Like sometimes you could be out there with your stories and you try to make it original, but come on, man, reel it in a little bit.
He could have done better. He could have fucking done better. I mean, I was drowning in that theater.
I was
trying
falling.
To stay awake.
I was nudging you and
really
said, "Yo, please."
struggling.
I said, "Yo," when he told me, "Man, I'm falling asleep," then the music tone started getting down. She started going down the escalator.
It's like a lullaby.
I was like, "Oh man, I'm fucking falling asleep too." I was, Jesus.
I was going in and out, dude. I was missing minutes. Like, close my eyes and snap myself awake and like, what's going on? And how'd she get down there?
And then she pulled the Superman, which just at the very end when she killed herself, and she had to scream.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking cringy when she did that dumb shit. I don't know why.
I gotta say though, I gotta give her some credit. She acted very creepily when her doppelganger was out. I have to give her credit. That was actually very impressive.
The doppelgangers did better acting than the main characters.
Yeah.
I liked all the doppelgangers.
But it's basically them. Yeah, it's basically
except
them.
the son. It's the same actors. I just like the way they're supposed to be acting.
The son was the worst actor out of all of them. I caught him on a couple of takes where I swear to God I saw him laughing on some takes.
Oh, yeah. Both the son's main character and doppelganger sucked. And I hate speaking ill of a child like that.
At the end of the day, this movie is actually quite forgettable.
It's more than forgettable. I tell you what, it's putting me to sleep again. Just talking about it's putting me to sleep. Let's rate this bad boy.
Okay, let's rate it right now.
I'm gonna tell you easily. This is a rental. I mean, I'm gonna say middle of the road, or I'll say middle of the road rental. To me, this movie had no fucking business being in the theater. I am thoroughly upset that I woke up, brushed my teeth, got in the car, and then paid money to see this. I could have stayed in my boxers eating the chicken wings I had left over from last night and watched this on Netflix.
This should have been on Netflix.
This should have been a Netflix original.
Yes.
Like one of those movies they make. That's what this shit looked like.
I think we did see something today that actually should have been in the theaters and not this.
What was that?
That Triple Frontier?
That. Yo, that was dope.
That was good. Very good.
Everybody go see a movie called Triple Frontier.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really good. It's really good. It saved the day.
Yes, it did save the day.
From us. What do you give it, Ray?
I'm gonna give it a low rental because
low rental.
This could have been a easy matinee watch if they would have just let me out of the fucking theater 45 minutes earlier.
I will tell you this, Jordan Peele, you wrote and directed this, bro. It's not your fault, but I think you're letting the Hollywood SJW woke blowjobs you're getting from all these reviewers. That shit's going to your fucking head, bro. Because this was a fucking mess. Get Out was good. It was not nearly as good as everybody was screaming about, but Get Out was good. This was an uncoordinated fucking mess. And they're already talking about fucking it winning awards for the next Oscars or some shit.
Are you serious on this shit?
Yeah, they're already talking about it.
No way, dude. I mean, maybe on her acting,
I'm
but other than that, it's just
her
trash.
Acting. It's a fucking horror movie. You know who don't get Oscars? Action movies and horror movies. They don't fucking get Oscars. That's ludicrous. And I'm worried that this shit's going to Jordan Peele's head, man.
Yeah, I'm sure that he's gonna go online and he's gonna let those theories, because apparently online it was big about Get Out, and people would try to find out what the theory was between these, and he would put out like signals on his Twitter saying, yeah, I really meant to do this and that's what the meaning for this was, and that was the meaning for that was, and people just kept making videos about what the meaning was for Get Out. So I'm sure people are going to start jumping head deep into what the meaning is on this. Please don't. Please don't waste my time on this shit, because the movie has to be good for you to build an interest to find out what the additional meanings are. This movie was good at 1 hour and 20 minutes. Go home, roll the credits. You've done a successful job of keeping me interested without telling me where they came from. They just appeared. To me, they could have been aliens, doppelgangers. The whole world is suffering this crisis. Roll the fucking credits, get out, and that's it. I don't need to see the secondary twist that she just killed the doppelganger doppelganger killed the real person. That was moot because I didn't give a shit about the doppelganger because we didn't spend time with the real kid. We spent time with the doppelganger. So who gives a shit? It was a lose-lose anyway. How did he not see that this was a lose-lose cost?
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's a straight up rental, man.
Straight up rental it is. All right, guys. Ray, take us out of here.
Don't forget to visit us on our website at g2ta.net and gottatalkabout.com. And don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube page. And please rate us on our podcast. Please send us comments, rate us. That way we can get more hits. Also, don't forget to go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/g2ta. And there you go.
Yep, take us out of here. Man, I want to go see that Frontier movie again.
That movie is good.
Third Frontier, is that what it's called?
Third Frontier.
Or was it Triple X?
Triple Frontier. Triple
It was
Frontier.
Triple Frontier. Yeah, it was a good fucking movie. Great fucking movie.
You actually got to see Ben Affleck be an ass.
In a good way.
In a good way, yeah.
Yeah.